What's going on, y'all? It's Dustin back at Roland's Garage. Figure I'd give a little update on this 2010 Big Bear 400 that I'm doing the top end on. I'm still waiting on parts. See, I've got the rear axle is in, the gasket kit, my air filter, and timing chain. And core kit down there. I'm still waiting on the rings. They were supposed to be here last weekend, a week ago today, or a week ago yesterday they were supposed to be here. Still not in, so I contacted the company, waiting to hear back. If not, I'm gonna have to, I guess, refund those and go somewhere else and order the rings. But that's what's going on with my buddy's 2010 Big Bear 400. Like I said, waiting on parts. I'm finna go in the back and I'll turn y'all back on and I'll show y'all future projects we got. Alright, so we in the back. Now this is my wife's. It's a 94 Honda 300 4-wheel drive. Now, I painted the racks and recovered the seat to match the racks. Only thing wrong with this one is I need to rebuild the carburetor on it. I need to put new O-rings in the valve covers, and I've got to rehook up the winch roller on that one. Right here, it's a 99 Yamaha Grizzly 600 4-wheel drive. Now this one I bought from a guy a while back, or I did some horse trading. Story behind this one is it caught on fire. There we go. So it caught on fire. Rat's nest I built a rat's nest under the air box, and the exhaust caught it on fire, which in turn caught all of this on fire. So it needs a new harness, new sensors, air box. Hopefully carburetor ain't hurt. I can just rebuild it. And it needs some of the plumbing ducts and reverse cable and the brake cable to go from the shifter to put it into reverse. So luckily I found a guy on Marketplace that had a new harness, or had a harness that I could work with, and a bunch of the ducts. So shout out to Carter. I surely appreciate that. I went ahead and I got the Partzilla, and I ordered the air box, brand new air box. I bought it from Partzilla cheaper than I could buy it from off of eBay. So said I've got this one. This is an 03 Kodiak 400. I got this one and two parts 4-wheelers that I paid $250, $300 for. It wasn't much, but when I got it home, you know, so I was really just gonna part it out, and I got to looking at it. The guy said that he thought the stator was bad. So it sat for a while, and I finally decided to start tinkering with it. I checked the plug, it had fire, so I knew that wasn't a problem. Checked the timing. Timing was 180 off. So I reset the timing, she fired right up, and good God, it was knocking like crazy. But I found a guy on Marketplace, Ryan, who had one that he was parting out. So I made a deal with him. I went and got everything he had left for it, and it's got a perfect bottom end. So I've got to rebuild the top end on it. The motor is sitting in my garage on my workbench right now. So it's another project I'm gonna have coming up. And I've got another Bayou. I think it's a 92, 94, the bane of my existence. I'm so tired of messing with these things. This one has already got a new top end, new timing chain. It got fired, it was getting gas. It wouldn't turn over. I'm thinking that I've got a bent valve or something, so I don't know. That one's on the back burner for a while. I've got this one, I want to say it's a 94 Timberwolf. It's gonna need a lot of work. So it is on the back burner also. I think I gave $125 for it. 02 Recon ES that I bought from one of these old hillbillies down here in Georgia. Said it was smoking. So he done pulled the motor, so I'm sure it's doing a lot worse than smoking. But it's got everything here. Everything's there for it, so I don't know. I got a feeling I'm gonna have to split the case on it and replace the crank, which, you know, it is what it is. I didn't give hardly anything for it. I got two Bayou 300s, two-wheel drive parts bike, and the four-wheel drive. Feller I got it from said that it had a new four-wheel drive, got a new top end on it. He couldn't get it to time. I gave him $250 for both of them, brought them home, and this is where they've sat. From dealing with these other two Bayous, it's probably gonna keep sitting for a while. And lastly right now is 2014 Grizzly 450. I've got pretty much everything for this bike. The motor was sitting out of it in the weather, and it has locked the crankshaft up. So stay tuned for a case split and crankshaft replacement on a 2014 Grizzly 450. Not sure when I'll get to it, but it is what it is. That's the 400 parts bike I bought. And lastly, it's a 96, I believe, 300 full tracks, two-wheel drive. Now it needs a rear end, and I got to rebuild the top end of the motor. I got the motor out already, sitting in my garage. Now this one's gonna be fun because it needs a rear end also. If you know anything about these these four tracks, rear ends are notorious for going out. But we have a solution. A Bayou 250 rear end. Now, before you get to saying I'm crazy, these will actually bolt up right here to the 300's swing arm. You'll use the 300 drive shaft, which I've already got. The only thing I'm really gonna have to do is either put shock mounts to run a dual shock system on the 300, or weld me a shock mount right here from the 300 on here, and I'm gonna have to weld me a bracket from here onto the swing arm of the 300. But the cool thing about these, which will only work on a two-wheel drive, is that the gearing on this will actually give that 318% gear reduction without having to go through the motor and all that, and it is a lot beefier rear end. With that, I'll be able to run these Tri-Claw mud machines, which are 27 12x12 all the way. So I think that's gonna be a fun project. So y'all stay tuned for that. Pretty sure that the next one I'm pulling in is gonna be either the Grizzly 600 or my wife's Honda. So we'll figure that out as the time comes. So hope y'all enjoying my content. You know, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll see y'all next time.